I've heard of Dragon's Dogma. I think it was like open world action combat RPG. So something similar to Dragon Age. Oh, oh, hang on. Go back to that. What was? There's a dedicated system for like climbing on larger monsters, like Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, okay, that looks fun. The heck? Okay. I like that griffin design.
Players can choose from 4 starting vocations that determine how they will play. Of course, you will be able to change your vocation at any time by visiting vocation guilds.
Okay, they seem like they're really... The game is really like laser focused on just the simple basic things. You have like your major archetypical characters and it just hones in on just those archetypes.
For now, let's look at the fighter vocation. Wielding a one-handed sword and shield, the fighter excels in melee combat.
Yeah, sure. I'm wondering if like each vocation has like specializations that it goes into, you know. You take your fighter and you make them more of a barbarian character. Or you take your fighter and you make them like a, you know, the true sword and board kind of soldier or some other direction.
We can see some harpies in the distance.
Or if the game just like focuses on its archetype.
Let's see what they can do.
Looks like
Archer is a vocation that uses a bow and arrow to attack enemies from a distance.
Yeah, is the archer using a lock-on? Or like is it just auto-targeting?
Including exploding or blighting arrows. You can also aim at your enemies like a third-person shooter.
Okay, so that's like just aiming the bow is a separate mechanic. So it must be just it was just auto-targeting then, I guess. Because I didn't see any indicator for like a lock-on system, but there's also just a lack of a HUD in general.
Mages excel at long-range magical attacks, as well as healing and support spells that bolster your party with various enchantments to give allies an advantage in battle.
They're just all the caster. It's everything you want about a caster wrapped in one.
The longer the incantation will take.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
What's this? We're trapped.
Okay, here we go. This was what I was wanting to see. I want to see this this climbing on the boss Shadow of Colossus mechanic.
Lastly, let's take a look at the thief. As a thief, you use daggers to strike at your enemies, relying on agility and quick attacks.
Sure, yeah.
Use swift step to quickly move away from enemies after an attack. The key strategy for the thief against massive monsters is to find openings and cling on to the enemy to deal damage.
Okay. Okay, so not is the thief the only one who can do that? Because I mean, if so, then I guess I'm playing a thief. But it was like the thief had the ability to climb on the monsters, but then it also seemed like the thief had a dodge roll. But it sounded like the thief was the only one with a dodge roll. Like this was a thief-specific mechanic.
Each encounter challenges players and their party to use their creativity to succeed.
Oh, what? What the? Go back.
Players,
go back a little bit further.
And the particular monster you're up against.
Okay. Several things here. One. Having an encounter where you're supposed to take down the large creature to make a creature bridge to get to the other side, as like, is this like something that's scripted as part of a specific quest for like main story progression? You know, like this only happens once, or is this like a dynamic system that you could potentially use at any time? Because if it's a dynamic system, holy shit, I absolutely love this. Like, this is This is saying, hey, we're just making a bunch of like different systems to interact with the world. Like, you know, go crazy, find out what you can do. Like, that's great. I absolutely love that. The second thing, I did see the our sword and board guy, who's the clear fighter here. I'm guessing he did climb up on the monster. So it's like, okay, so the thief is not the only one who can climb up. The other characters can also climb up.
Encounter challenges players and
there's a dude clearly in much heavier armor than the thief climbing up on the knees. And it almost looks like, I want to say the situation here is like they are specifically targeting the monster's knees to get it to fall over. The thing is, like, that's where you're at normally with the monster's height. You know, the monster's this tall, you're only this tall. If you're gonna attack, you're attacking its shins. So it's kind of like, even if that's not what you intended to do, that's what it's gonna look like anyway. So, but the whole sequence, I did enjoy that. That looks really, really cool and fun.
Dogma 2. Vermund, the human kingdom, and Batal, the land of Beastren. In Vermund,
I'm sorry, Beastren. The Ren being the Chinese-Japanese word for people, so it's literally beast people. That's cute. I like it.
The Arisen who slay the dragon have ruled as kings for generations. This land of lush meadows and rolling hills is ripe for exploration.
Okay, yeah, another clever mechanic there, using a harpy to get up to higher elevation. So it's like, so the game is encouraging you to use different types of monsters in creative ways to navigate the environment. You can knock down a huge troll to make a bridge over some kind of some kind of peril, or you can use grab onto harpies, and have them kind of flap about to get you to, like, one story up in a building or something like that. And I'm wondering, like, okay, what does every creature have like some kind of unique interaction like this? Like, is that like a core design element in the game? Because, I mean, from just those two examples alone, it's kind of starting to look that way, and I really, really like it. And I think I should check out the original Dragon's Dogma. Because, yeah, I heard it before, but I've never actually played it, and I'm wondering if, like, are these things that are adding to the game that weren't in the original, or these are all things that were in the original, and they're just, like, kind of just sticking hardcore to their real basics? Yeah, no, we only have 4 classes. They're your stereotypical archetypes, and we just narrow, like, laser focus on those. This is the game. Enjoy it.
The nation of Batal offers players a different experience from the human kingdom, with diverse environments to explore and monsters to encounter.
Such as more harpies.
Pawns with knowledge of a quest may be able to guide you to the right location, but it is up to the player to decide whether to follow them or not.
Okay, I mean, standard
Pawns
RPG things.
support you throughout your adventures and may come to your aid when you are in trouble.
Oh! Well, that's neat.
Your quests, you can ride ox carts.
Yeah, it looks like the game, one of the core elements of gameplay is just unique interactions with monsters as like a form of navigation. And to have a part of the AI being like, some dude is like ready to catch you when you, like, the harpy kicks you off or whatever. It's like, yeah, the whole game is like built around being able to interact with monsters in this way.
To travel to major locations.
Aw, this is what I wanted to do in Skyrim. I believe there was a Skyrim mod. There was a Skyrim mod that basically it let you do this, and it would let you travel on the carriage in real time, and you could also get attacked on the carriage, and you would have to jump off the carriage and fend off the attack, and you get back on. The problem is just that the carriage in general was like, it was just riddled with bugs because it had like this weird camera box placement, and it was kind of difficult to work around. And like, I think occasionally there was some really weird collision box between the carriage itself and the horses. And so if you're on there for long enough, eventually the carriage would start spinning around wildly, and just, it was your general like Skyrim Havoc engine, just nonsense. But I mean, I liked the mod. I really liked it. It was a nice little roleplay atmospheric thing, and to have that here as something dedicated to the game, that's, you know, this is being made from the ground up, so you don't have to worry about like the weird carriage collision bugs, presumably. Yeah, that sounds like it's really, really nice.
Tackle the situation. During the ride, you can choose to close your eyes to quickly arrive at your destination.
Yeah, okay, fast travel. Okay.
Time is ever passing, even while riding an ox cart, and the environment around the player constantly changes.
Oh, that's dark.
Nighttime is especially dangerous. With no light to illuminate your surroundings, you will be enveloped in pitch black darkness where you
that's
can't
really
even
dark.
see.
Again, talking about Skyrim, typically when I'm on Skyrim, one of the things I do is I go ahead and get darker nights. And the whole reason I do that is to actually, the torch now has a purpose. You know, and again, it's another atmospheric thing, like going around nighttime and you've got the torch or some other light source, or, you know, mage light, something like that, and it's only illuminating a certain area around you. You know, and it's very, like, it's spooky, it's atmospheric. You feel like you gotta be a little more cautious. You just feel more like, I enjoy the game more like that. So to see that is just, that's just another natural part of the game. Like, I'm feeling more and more like I am the target audience of this game as I'm watching it, and I really need to look at the first game. Also, I paused the video right here, and I'm looking at the frame. This mage is casting a spell, and I'm noticing the circle around the central flare. It actually looks like a script, like it's a writing. And it kind of looks like the it kind of looks like a Tolkien kind of elvish sort of script, which I'm guessing is an intentional nod, because it seems like, yeah, this whole game is just like, we absolutely love kind of Tolkien medieval fantasy roleplay kind of stuff, and so everything is just honing straight in on that.
Good evening, Arisen. I
don't like the facial animations on that. The way the mouth was moving, it was very like, it kind of had this weird AI look where it's just like the lips are just like they're like, it's trying to take a photo of somebody who has their mouth partially open, and it then stretches and warps the image to make it look like they're talking, but you can kind of see like where the computer can't really make up details correctly, because that wasn't originally part of the image that the computer's using to like stretch. Like, it looked really weird. That being said, I don't mind the design for the Beastren. They're going very much for like a lion look. The female really looks like a lioness. The male, he looks oddly like just a little bit too human. Like, I wouldn't mind if they took it more lion features and less human features on the face.
And combines magic attacks and weapon-based physical attacks.
I don't know. They might have like more customization options.
Dual spare at close range and magic.
Okay, yeah. So you do get to change your vocation and kind of specialize in something, and then I'm liking all these spinny things. Oh.
To block an enemy's movement.
Okay, so he's
items at once.
He's being what's it? A Gish. Is the D&D term for that.
Vocation that further specializes in long-range attacks with magical arrows. On top of healing and providing support to your allies, they can learn a skill that releases a powerful attack over a wide area in exchange for reducing their own maximum HP.
Yeah.
And of course,
that's really good. I like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was barely paying attention. I was looking at spell effects, and I didn't really pay attention to the monsters they were fighting, because I like the griffin here. What was that other monster?
Items at once.
This one right here. This.
Magic to block
Goodness, what is that?
Movement or throw.
Oh, is that a chimera? It's got like a lion head. I think that's a goat head. It's got a scaled covered tail.
Items at once.
Oh, there's a snake head on the tail. Yeah, this is like some like classical fantasy chimera monster. Oh, that's sick looking. I love it. I'm wondering if it's because it has the, like, this is something you encounter in the Beastren lands, because it's like one of the prominent features is the lion face, and that's just like a motif that runs throughout like this Act 2 desert landscape.
The Magic Archer is a vocation that further specializes in long-range attacks with magical arrows.
I like that griffin.
On top of healing
Yeah,
and providing support
that's really
to
good.
your ally.
Oh, and you're... and of course, you can ride the griffin. There you go. Climbing on the giant dragon. Okay, yeah. That's... I'm curious. The title, Dragon's Dogma. And I'm looking at the dragon here. It looks like on top of the dragon's head, it's got these various spikes, but they're arranged in a sort of way that they're almost like a crown. Like a dogma is like a set of like I don't know if it's like specifically religious, but basically it's a set of rules, or it's not like a code. It's like a set of teachings or like moral values that like a group or an authority figure has. And so when it's saying the dragon's dogma, it's saying that like it's basically saying the dragon's moral code. And so that is implying that like the dragon is an intelligent creature, and he has a particular philosophy that he subscribes to, and he is like, now he is king and imposing his philosophy upon the land, but that might not be something that your character as the protagonist agrees with. And so now you go off to fight the dragon and challenge his dogma. I'm guessing. I don't know. I could be wrong. A little bit of a personal gripe of mine, but whenever you have like a medieval fantasy setting, whatever, and you've got dragons, and then you go to fight the dragon, and the dragon is like, it's just a large, powerful beast. And it doesn't really have any like character or motive of its own. It's essentially just an animal. And you go fight it, and it breathes fire, and it flies around. It's big and tough, but eventually, you know, you find a weak point and you stab it. I really prefer dragons that are more like Smaug, or I'm actually struggling to think of good examples for this, but I like it when a dragon is a character in the story. You know, they have some gravitas, they have some prominence, they have dialogue. They've got their own moral code. They have their side of things. I feel like I am the target audience of this game, and I really should play the first game. Maybe I might end up praying to the dragon. I don't know. If he has a decent moral code, hey, I'll go for it, you know.